Greetings, I am the mighty Master Voluminous, teacher, commentator, and most importantly to you, storyteller. Now I hope you didn't miss my wonderful voice too much. And if you didn't miss my voice, don't worry. You will learn to love me. Let's carry on, shall we? Last week we had begun reading Rufus the Clown by Gift C. and Yannick Jr. Rufus the Clown is an action comedy adventure featuring a superpowered clown with cartoonish reality warping abilities going around doing good deeds with a smile on his face. We're going to read chapter 2. Enjoy.
If you seek an audience with the Master, go to the link in the description for all forms of communication. Thank you.
Put the money in the bag! The burly robber in the red mask yells. He keeps his gun trained on the clerk, a skinny man with ginger hair, while he opens the register and puts it in a plastic bag. His partners, in blue and black respectively, takes back packs of beer to the car outside. Once all the money is put in the bag, the clerk tells them, "That's all the money in the register, I swear," he says, keeping his hands in the air and in full view. "The keys to the safe aren't here. I did what you told me, so you can go." "We'll leave when my two friends are done. You try anything, and your shift ends permanently." Shortly after, Black Mask calls saying that they're ready to go. So you can go now?" "Yes, and so can you." "Really?" "Of course. Come on, get." The clerk hesitantly runs out of the store, only to be shot in the shoulder by Black Mask. He collapses, the ground screaming. "They fall for it every time," Black says, before they enter the car. Blue Mask starts the engine and drives away from the liquor store. As soon as the car is on the road, the engine shuts down. "What are you doing?" "The car stopped working. It won't work. It won't start." "Are you joking? Hot wire it, you idiot. Hurry up." The plastic casing is removed from the steering column to expose the wiring. Working quickly, he connects the ignition wire to the battery and revs the engine, then starts driving again. As the car moves forward, it slowly rises into the air. The robbers look around in confusion as the car floats up like a balloon. They see the tires pushing out and expanding. The floating car is pulled back to the liquor store and stops. "What are we doing back here?" "Good evening, gentlemen." They hear a voice from the driver's side window. Rufus waves at them while holding duct tape. Blue Mask jumps to the passenger seat in fear. Strings are tied around Rufus's waist and attached to a bunch of balloons. With a swift motion, he wraps the tape around the car, effectively trapping the robbers inside of it. He applies the same duct tape to the windows to prevent them from rolling them down. He blocks out all except for the driver's side window. "What the hell?" "Come now, there's no need for harsh language. You boys made quite a mess down there." "Who is this freak?" "I don't care. I'm getting out of here," Blue Mask exclaims. Blue is way ahead of him, trying to force the passenger door open. The tape prevents all movement. "There's nowhere to go!" Blue points his gun at the clown. "What are you doing?" Blue fires. Rufus places a hand on the window, and the bullet splatters against it like a paintball. The masked robber tries again. The same thing happens over and over until Red forces him to stop. "It's not working, you maniac! We're busted!" "That's not it," Blue says, shaking. The balloons deflate, allowing Rufus to get back to ground level. As sirens are heard in the distance, the clerk is sitting up, putting pressure on the wound with a cloth. The robber's car is tied to a lamppost with a rope. He stares, open-mouthed, at the scene before him. "Good news! It seems they'll be staying the night. Just keep pressure on that wound at all times until their ambulance arrives." "Yeah, right," the clerk says, his brain wandering. If this is a hallucination caused by loss of blood. The ambulance and 2 police cars arrive a few minutes later. The paramedics deal with the clerk, while Rufus pulls the car down, and when it's on the ground, the officers check inside to see the robbers. Rufus slaps the trunk. It opens to show the boxes and packs of beer that they stole. The car doors also pop open, tearing through the previously indestructible duct tape. The officers just stare at each other in confusion, as do the robbers. Rufus coughs. I believe this is where they're supposed to exit their car and enter yours. Yeah, out there. Out of the car! Hands in the air! One of the officers orders with his gun trained on them. The robbers do as they're told. Blue Mask is the last to do so, staring warily at Rufus, who simply gives him a friendly wave. They are unmasked, handcuffed, placed inside the squad cars, and taken away. The senior officer turns to Rufus, but he's gone. A tiny car leaves the scene. On to the next! Yeah, I'm fairly certain that firing a gun in that car could have been very dangerous for all involved, but I can't blame the guy. Like I said, clowns are the spawn of Satan, and I have dealt with many, so I can recognize them. But it was still a pretty good chapter. Definitely enjoyable to read, and I do recommend reading for yourself. Also, I'm fairly certain that clerk could not have survived a gunshot in the shoulder at point-blank range. But who knows? Maybe Rufus isn't the only supernatural being around. Thank you for listening, listeners. Do be sure to tune in next time when we check Chapter 3. This has been the mighty Master Voluminous, signing off. Oh, by the way, I was kidding about the whole learning to love me thing. I know you already love me.
Right.